Okay, in this video, you're going to learn how to prepare a vegetable quesadilla. So here are all the vegetables that you chopped. Okay, I have them together here. I have the red and green bell pepper together with the onion and the chili because they're the densest and they're going to go in first because they need to cook the longest. So they go in together, they can go in the same little pinch bowl. Here's your chopped tomatoes, and here is the chopped cilantro. Now we need to grate our cheese. Okay, here's a box grater, and I'm going to use the fine grate because I think the smaller pieces melt faster. Okay, there it is. Now you just have to measure it. Now we're going to add our seasonings. Okay, the recipe says half a teaspoon of salt and pepper. So that's combined half a teaspoon. So a quarter teaspoon of salt, and now I'm going to add a quarter teaspoon of pepper. But I'm going to show you something interesting about this spice container, and most of them have this. Do you see that semicircle right there? It has a straight edge, and you can use that straight edge to level off your measurement. So you put your spoon in and you overfill it, and then you just slide it out along that straight edge. Okay, and the same with the cumin. All right, now the chili doesn't have it, so I'm just going to add a little bit anyway. Now here is the dried oregano. So you can see that they're little dried leaves, and I like to crunch them up into teeny tiny pieces. They get distributed more evenly. Okay, here's for the preparation. Okay, you're going to heat up a pan over medium-high heat, and you're going to add a little bit of oil. And you need to wait for the oil to heat up. Now you can tell it's hot. It starts to get really thin. You see how it's rolling around the pan like that. Okay, another way that you can tell is if you take a little bit of water and you just flick it in there with your fingers, and it'll sizzle and dance around and pop just like that. Okay, now we want to add our vegetables. So we're going to add the peppers and the chili and the onion. Remember, those are the densest ones, so they need to cook the longest. And so you're going to be moving this around consistently, not 100% of the time, but you just want to keep your eye on it. You want to just continuously be moving it around so it doesn't burn. And you are going to saute these vegetables until the onions become translucent. So there they are. They're a little bit see-through. You can't really tell there, but when you put them in, they were super white and opaque. And now they're a little bit see-through, so they're ready. So now we're going to add the tomato. All right, and you just really need to kind of stir this around in the pan until it's heated up the tomatoes. You don't want to cook it too long because then they'll get mushy. You'll wind up with tomato sauce. And that's a different recipe. Okay, so you just keep moving those around, and now you're going to add your cilantro. And the same thing, you're just going to add it in until it's heated all the way through, okay, and mixed up really well. Okay, you're going to mix it up just like that, and there it is. So now you're going to want to set this aside. All right, so get yourself a bowl or a plate, put it in there and set it aside. Now you're going to take a paper towel and you're going to wipe out the inside of the pan. You want to get up all those little bits so they don't burn. And then you're just going to put the tiniest drop of oil in there and kind of roll it around. And then you're going to take another paper towel and you're going to kind of wipe that around. You just want it enough on there so that the tortilla doesn't stick. And we're going to use whole grain tortillas, and I use De Guerrero. You can use whatever brand you like. Okay, then you put your tortilla in, you put your vegetables on half of it, you sprinkle your cheese on top of that. I kind of put a lot of cheese here. You don't really need that much cheese. So you put your cheese right on top of the vegetables, and then you're going to fold that half over. Okay, and you're going to heat it. And you want the cheese to melt a little bit so when you turn it, it won't fall apart. Okay, so we'll just let that heat, and then we're going to turn it over. And there it is. You're going to let that brown a little bit and enjoy it. Congratulations, you just made your first vegetable quesadilla.